So talking about one of the example of strategic alliances, that is Maruti Suzuki. Corp first entered the Indian market in 1982 when it started a joint venture with Maruti Udyog Limited. The reason for strategic alliances was Suzuki chose an untapped market while Japan's bigger auto makers like Toyota, Nissan and Honda engaged in fierce competition within Japan. So while the other automobile, you know, players in Japan like Toyota, Nissan and Honda were engaged in fierce cutthroat competition with each other, at that point of time, Suzuki chose to venture into a new market because Suzuki, at the very right time, it has analyzed that now Japanese market have become saturated, and if there is a cutthroat competition, if there is a fierce competition, the margin of the profit is likely to decrease. Why the margin of profit is likely to decrease? It can decrease because of two reasons. One, because of the fierce competition, the players, the automobile companies need to spend more and more in terms of their advertisement, marketing and various other marketing strategies to elbow out the competition. That's one. And second could be, in order to elbow out the competitions, the different brands, the different automobile brands are also likely to be forced to reduce their price. So on the one hand, the expenses are increasing. On the other hand, if the prices of the automobiles are decreasing, the players involved in such fierce competitions are left with very minimal margin to play with. So Suzuki opted out. So Suzuki opted out from this competition and ventured into a new market, an untapped market, that is India. And one of the reasons why Suzuki did this, because Japan population peaked in 2004 only. So and now Japan population is falling. And the second reason is a younger generation showed diminished interest in automobiles because of the advanced public transport system available in Japan. India's population, on the other hand, is increasing dramatically and is a lucrative market space for any automobile industry. And other factor which facilitated this was the successive Japanese government involvement in India in the form of its vital diplomatic and political partnership. So in recent times, we have witnessed a strong diplomatic and political partnership with Japan. The recent, bullet train initiative in India is a part of such diplomatic and political partnership. Now talking further about strategic alliances. So strategic alliances is a key element for Toshiba's corporate strategies. So talking about Toshiba's corporate strategies. So Toshiba is a company which never thought that I can alone progress. And if I have something, if I have advanced technology, let's not share with any other organization. Let's keep it with myself and let's prosper alone. It never thought that, keeping such advanced technology within yourself can provide you a competitive advantage. No, it cannot. It cannot provide a strategic advantage for a long time. Today is a period when more and more companies are partnershiping with each other. They are partnershiping with each other to leverage their technology. They are joining hands to develop new technology, to share technology in order to prosper further. If companies starts, collaborating with each other in terms of sharing their technology, in terms of sharing their know-how, all of them can have an immense opportunity for growth. So that's why Toshiba formally believes that a single company cannot dominate any technology or business by itself. Toshiba approach is to develop synergetic relationship with different partners for different technologies. Strategic alliances form a key element of Toshiba corporate strategy. They help the company to become one of the leading players in global electronics industry. Toshiba alliances partners include Apple Computer, Ericsson, General Electric, IBM, Microsoft, Motorola, National Semiconductors, Samsung, Siemens, Sun Microsystem, and Thomson. Talking further about Toshiba's corporate strategy, Toshiba formed an alliance with Apple Computer to develop multimedia computer products. Why? Because Apple was having a strength in its software technology, while Toshiba was known for its manufacturing expertise. So such collaboration resulted into a fruitful alliances for both of them. Further, Toshiba created a similar tie-up with Microsoft for handheld computer system. So handheld computer system was a small, tablet-like, phone-like computer system with a flap in which you have the keypad. So small tablet-like computers. Talking further about Toshiba corporate strategies, in semiconductors, Toshiba, IBM, and Siemens came together to pool different types of skills. Toshiba was strong in etching, and IBM in lithography, and Siemens in engineering. So Toshiba was strong in etching. So if I say etching, what do you mean by etching? So etching is a process used in the microfabrication to chemically remove layer from the surface of a wafer during manufacturing. Etching is a critically important process module, and every wafer undergoes many etching steps before it complete. Now talking about lithography, lithography is a process of printing from a flat surface treated so as to repel the ink except where it is required for printing. So all three, that is Toshiba, IBM, and Siemens, came together to pull different type of the skill. That is, Toshiba was strong in etching, IBM in lithography, and Siemens in engineering. So these three join hands, and so these three companies have joined hands, but such collaboration was limited to research only. So they have agreed for a joint research, but they have not agreed to a joint production or joint marketing. For commercial production and marketing, the partner decided to be on their own. So while the innovative outcome of such research would be utilized by all three of these companies. These three companies have decided to maintain their individual identity. That is, they have only collaborated for joint research, and for production and marketing, they have decided to go alone. In flash memory, Toshiba formed alliances with IBM and National Semiconductor. So in developing flash memory, Toshiba formed alliances with IBM and National Semiconductor. It might interest you to know that Toshiba is a company that has invented the flash memory, and it was able to invent flash memory because of such collaborations. So what is flash memory? Flash memory is a kind of memory that retains data in the absence of a power supply. Flash memory is a type of floating gate memory that was invented at Toshiba in 1980 based on electrically erasable programmable read-only memory technology. Toshiba commercially introduced flash memory to the market in 1984. 7. So you see the benefit of collaboration. Toshiba's alliance with Motorola has helped it become a world leader in production of memory chips. Now, I talk before moving further to mergers and acquisitions. If I talk about various advantages of such corporate you know alliances, what are the benefits, what are the reasons for forming a strategic global business alliances? So companies decide to form strategic global business alliances for many reasons. I mean, one of the most important reason is to gain access to another company's knowledge or resources. So companies can also decide to join forces to develop new products or to enter a market that neither could enter alone. So if both of can not enter alone, they also join hands to enter into a new market. Other reasons for developing a strategic alliances could be forming economies of scales, enhancing competitiveness. It is also done for dividing risk. It is done for setting new standards for technology. I've already said it can be done for entering new markets, and finally for overcoming the competition in a market. So such strategic alliances can also elbow out competition if two leading technology companies, if they combine hand with each other, so competition automatically will vanish. Okay. Now moving further, now talking about mergers and acquisitions. So what is merger? When two companies merges together, or when two companies decides to work as one, or when one company buys the other company or the segment of other company, and the other starts working as a subsidiary of the first company. So that is merger and acquisition, when one company acquires some part of the other company, that is called acquisitions. Mergers and acquisitions refers to transactions between business entities that involve the complete exchange of ownership. A merger is a financial transaction in which two companies unite into one new company with the approval of the board of directors of the both companies. In a merger, the involved companies may create a completely new entity. So if two companies merge, they can create a entirely new company. One example could be Centurion Bank of Punjab. When Centurion Bank and Bank of Punjab merged together, the new name was given Centurion Bank of Punjab. Now the newly formed Centurion Bank of Punjab merged with HDFC, and now the new name was given HDFC. So there could be two way out. Either the new formed new company can work as in the name of the parent company, or it can function, it can continue functioning as a subsidiary of the parent company, the company which has acquired. So that is a kind of merger. So in a merger, we do a consolidation of their equity. About acquisition, when one organization acquire the other organization, or it can acquire completely the entire, then it would be called takeover. And if it is acquiring some part of the business of the other organization, that it can also call a acquisition or partial acquisition. So acquisition is a financial transaction in which the acquiring company, the bidder, purchase a controlling stake in the target company. And what is the controlling stake? When I have bought enough shares of that particular company to have a voting right in the company. So that means I have purchased the controlling stake. So I have bought the shares in the quantities that can make me a part of the company because I am now having a controlling stake in the target company. It can be done by two ways. One is when you seek permission from the management, you talk with the management if you're willing to invest in the other organization, if the other organization is in financial instability or something, and if you buy the shares of the target company with the consent of their management, this is called friendly takeover. And when you buy a huge number of shares of the target company which forms the majority stake and which forms the controlling stake in the target company without the consent of the target company, then it will be called hostile takeover. You now have the voting right. You can have the voting right in the company. So that will be called a hostile takeover. Okay. So talking about one example of merger is Hindalco and Novelis merger. The Hindalco Novelis merger marks one of the biggest merger in aluminum industry. Hindalco is a subsidiary of Aditya Birla Group and Novelis is the world leader in aluminum rolling, producing an estimate 19% of the world's flat roll aluminum products. The Hindalco company entered into an agreement to acquire the Canadian company Novelis for $6 billion, making the combined entity the world's largest roll aluminum. Novelis now operates as a subsidiary of Hindalco. Other example is acquisitions. Example is Tata Motor and Jaguar Land Rover acquisition. Tata Motor acquisition of luxury car maker Jaguar Land Rover was for the price $2.3 billion. Tata Motors Limited, that is Stelco, is an Indian multinational automotive manufacturing company, India, and subsidiary of Tata Group. The Jaguar Land Rover Automotive is a PLC, that is public limited company. Public limited company is a type of company under the British company law. So the Jaguar and Land Rover Automotive PLC is a British multinational automotive company headquartered in Whitley, Coventry, United Kingdom, and now a subsidiary of Indian automaker Tata Motors. All of you know that. Other example is Vodafone and Hutchison SR. Vodafone in India is the second largest, though it is a old example. Now it is not the reality. That's now today Jio is the largest player. So in 2007, I'm talking in terms of 2007. So Vodafone India Limited was the second largest automobile network operator in India by subscriber base after Airtel. Hutchison SR Limited, that is HEL, was one of the leading mobile operators in India. In 2007, the world's largest telecom company in terms of revenue, Vodafone made a major foray into the Indian telecom market by acquiring a 52% stake in Hutchison SR Limited. So, as you can say, 52% will automatically form a majority stake that will make a controlling stake in the other company. So, that could be called as acquisition. Okay, so this was all in your fifth unit. If anything that needs to be explained, you let me know.